Hello, and this is Ross, and today I am going to be reviewing, as promised, the extended edition of The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, and I just got done watching it, and I will have to say that, like the other Lord of the Rings extended editions, Return of the King, the Two Towers, A Fellowship of the Ring. Those extended editions I like, and I like this extended edition too. In fact, I think that this edition makes it a better movie. And so I'm just gonna go like a minute or two showing you what this version consists of, and that is. You get 3 discs, and you get 3 discs, which are housed in here. And so you get some kind of 3 discs, and so you can see that you can see the 3 discs in there, and they have pretty cool covers and stuff like that. And I like this cover too. I like it actually better than the book one that I had, the kind of like the fold-out book that I had with it. And so in here you get 1 disc that is the movie itself, and then you get 2 discs that are the appendages that are basically, that take you through almost all aspects and all angles of the making of the film. I mean, this almost makes you almost a school student on how to make the Lord of the Rings, the Rings films. I mean, you could learn a lot from these appendages. I think I sat and watched one night, and I was like staggered at the stuff I learned about how to make a giant, big budget blockbuster, the size and scale of say, Return of the King. That's the equivalent of, say, Gone with the Wind in 1939. And in today's standards, and I mean, it showed every single aspect you could of Return of the King, and I'm expecting, I haven't seen them yet, but I'm expecting the same thing from this version that will take you through just about every single aspect and angle of the making of the first Hobbit film. And that's what's cool about these editions, and why I did the double dip, was because of that reason, that it's worth it to see the making of the film itself. I mean, it's just a really, really cool experience to see how they made these Lord of the Rings films. How Peter Jackson pretty much brings these larger than life stories from J.R. Tolkien to the big screen. All right, now let's get into the movie itself. All right. Okay, so this movie itself, and I'm not going to go through the whole entire movie, because I'm going to talk more about this how the extended scenes most of all. But this movie is basically about Bilbo's story, about him specifically getting the ring itself, and about his helping the dwarves take back their homeland. They going to the Misty Mountains and taking back their homeland. But then there's an unstoppable creature that is waiting for them inside the mountain, and he's called Smaug, which I am absolutely thrilled. I cannot wait to see him. I have seen some of him in this version. They show more of him actually in this version, which is pretty damn awesome. And I can't wait to see him, because they don't give any respect to dragons in movies. There's hardly any movies with dragons in it. So every time there's a movie with a dragon in it, I'm sitting there thinking, oh my god, there's actually going to be a dragon in here. Finally, Hollywood is going to show an actual dragon, And so I can't wait to see Smaug. And I heard that he's voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, and that's even more awesome. I saw the trailer today, and in the theater, his voice is just booming. I mean, he has this voice that just does Smaug complete justice. If there's anyone that I could think of doing Smaug, it's him. I mean, when you hear his voice, you automatically think fits a dragon of this size, and stature, I mean, just booms with bass when he says, when he says his lines few lines that he says in the previews. All right. So Bilbo Baggins is led by Gandalf, who is again played by Ian McKellen, and by Thorin Oakenshield, a elf that is almost comparable to Aragorn in Return of the King and the other Lord of the Rings films, who's played by Richard Armitage, and he just does a really cool performance as Thorin. He just has this brooding presence, and does Thorin justice as being a leader and being an elf a dwarf of honor, and that these other dwarves would follow. Okay, so what this version is going to have, and it still has some of the other characters from the other Lord of the Rings movies too, like Hugo Weaving, and Cate Blanchett, who plays Elendril, and also the great the great Christopher Lee, who plays Sauron, the White. And just does an awesome job in those. Does an awesome job in pretty much anything he's in. But anyways, what this edition is going to give you, okay, are added sequences at the beginning where Smaug's attack on the dwarves' homeland is a bit more longer. Okay, so you got this longer version of the city of dwarves being pretty much decimated by Smaug. I mean, very few people even last the attack in the movie and stuff like that. That is longer, about a few minutes longer and stuff like that. I mean, I saw people that were kind of getting burned and stuff like that I didn't see before, and people that were kind of like, there was a section where he was like turning his fire onto the castle and stuff. That was awesome. Then you got a troll attack where they're kind of having, the trolls are kind of having supper or something like that. I guess that's what they would call it or something. But there's a scene in there that's a little bit longer. The troll attack is a bit longer. A lot of battle scenes in here are a bit longer, but there are also scenes in Rivendell which are longer too, which are a bit longer that show the dwarves, and it shows kind of Thorin and his relationships with the dwarves, which is not good because they kind of left him. The dwarves, the elves kind of left the dwarves hanging when they were getting attacked by Smaug. So Thorin is not happy, and that relationship there you get to see a little bit more of, and also there is a point where they're escaping a mountain where that is not the Misty Mountains, but it's a mountain that they're escaping. A troll, the mountain where the trolls are at, the Troll King is at, and they're escaping that, and that's a bit bigger, a bit longer, and that's pretty much it. That's what you're going to get in this edition, which makes this for a more well-rounded film. So the difference is about 15 minutes. So instead of a 2-hour and 45-minute film, you're going to get a 3-hour film, which is pretty much the same length as the theatrical versions of The Lord of the Rings. Now, is it better? Yes, much. The night and day for these editions, as far as I'm concerned. I like this version much better. Much. Alright, so, I I think this first movie is great. I am more than excited to see The Desolation of Smaug when it comes out on December 19th. I will be going the first weekend it is out. I'm there, you know. So, you know, I'm a big fan of anything Lord of the Rings, so I'm there the first weekend. And I'm going to be wrapping this up. Next review, Man of Steel. And thank you for watching my review, and I hope you liked it. And pick up Extended Edition Lord of the Rings. It's worth the price. So, thank you for watching.